You know what most people are really waiting for? Motivation. They say they want change. They say they want growth. They say they want discipline. But what they're really waiting for is a feeling, a surge, a spark, a moment where everything feels aligned, where getting up feels easy, where effort feels exciting. But motivation is emotional, and emotion is unstable. It rises, it drops, it disappears without explanation. Some mornings you wake up ready, most mornings you don't. And that's where the difference begins. Not when you feel strong, but when you don't. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel, it asks who you are. And that question is heavier, because feelings change, identity doesn't. There's a moment in the morning, before the world turns on. No notifications, no noise, no expectations. Just you, and a choice. It doesn't feel heroic. It feels small. Get up, or stay, move, or delay, commit, or negotiate. Most people think discipline is intensity. It's not. It's repetition without negotiation. And repetition is quiet, so quiet. It feels insignificant until one day it isn't. Everyone loves the beginning, the decision, the energy, the declaration. And everyone celebrates the end, the result, the transformation, the applause. But nobody stays for the middle, the long stretch, where nothing seems to change, where effort feels invisible, where progress is microscopic, where doubt whispers, "Is this even working?" That's where discipline lives, in the middle, in the ordinary, in the days that look exactly like yesterday. The middle isn't cinematic, it's repetitive, it's slow, it's quiet, and it tests whether you're committed or just excited. Ego wants recognition. It wants visible progress. It wants someone to notice. It wants proof. It wants someone to say, "I see what you're doing." But discipline doesn't need witnesses. It doesn't need validation. It doesn't even need immediate results. It only needs consistency. And consistency is boring. That's why ego quits. Ego wants intensity. Discipline wants longevity. Intensity burns fast. Consistency builds slow. And slow is uncomfortable, because slow doesn't impress anyone. There's something almost disappointing about how simple discipline really is. Wake up, show up, repeat. No fireworks, no dramatic soundtrack, no transformation montage, just steady alignment. The world doesn't reward steady. It rewards loud. It rewards sudden. It rewards viral. But your life isn't built in viral moments. It's built in repetition, in habits, in quiet decisions, in the hours nobody tracks, in the evenings when you're tired, and you still choose alignment. This is the real test, not when you're inspired, not when you're energized, not when everything feels aligned, but when you feel average, when you feel flat, when you feel uncertain. Can you move without emotion? Can you act without hype? Can you stay consistent when it feels dull? Because discipline isn't about feeling powerful. It's about being reliable. And reliability is not glamorous. It's stable. It's quiet. It doesn't need an audience. stop asking, "How do I stay motivated?" That question assumes motivation is required. Ask instead, "Who am I becoming?" Because when something becomes identity, you stop debating it. You don't wake up and ask if you brush your teeth, you just do it. You don't negotiate with habits that define you, you embody them. When discipline becomes identity, it stops feeling like effort. It feels like alignment, and alignment is quieter than motivation, but far more powerful. There's a phase in every long process where no one claps, no one comments, no one acknowledges the effort. It feels invisible, and invisibility is uncomfortable. Because ego wants feedback, but growth doesn't always give feedback. Sometimes it gives silence. Sometimes it gives repetition. Sometimes it gives weeks where nothing seems to change. That's not failure, that's construction. Foundations are built underground. No one applauds foundations, but everything stands on them. the strongest people you'll ever meet, won't tell you they're strong. They won't announce their routine. They won't explain their sacrifices. Because their discipline isn't performance, it's private, and private strength is stable. It doesn't fluctuate with praise. It doesn't shrink without validation. It just holds. There's something powerful about knowing you showed up, even when no one would have known if you didn't. That's loyalty. Loyalty to your own standard. So tonight, don't chase motivation. Don't wait for intensity. Don't wait for a feeling. Just decide. And tomorrow, when it's quiet, when the room is still, when no one is watching, show up. Not dramatically, not loudly, just consistently. Because discipline is not loud. It doesn't shout. It doesn't impress. It doesn't demand attention. It builds quietly. And one day, when someone calls you disciplined, it will feel strange, because for you, it was never dramatic. It was never a show. It was just who you became. Discipline is quiet, but its results are not.